Hi, let me show you a little bit more of the Enterprise Rack Challenge free platform, which we are making available to everybody today in order to benchmark their AI agents, prepare for the Enterprise Rack Challenge free competition, and just to help us push state of the art. So the platform is available on the URL, and essentially it has two core parts. The web UI, where you can browse things and check things out, and also SDK and API through which your agents can actually interact with the benchmarks. So the platform itself contains already two benchmarks which are available publicly, demo benchmark, which is a minimal just for the testing, and the store benchmark. And in a couple of days, we're going to share the systems for the Enterprise Rack Challenge, the Enterprise benchmark as well. Each benchmark is essentially a combination of two things. First of all, it is a simulation. It simulates a company with all the APIs and all the underlying behaviors. So for example, for the store benchmark, we have a system that simulates product listing. You can add items to the basket, you can remove items from the basket, you can check out the basket to complete the purchase, and you can manipulate coupons. And the task of the benchmark itself is that agent should be able to connect to these APIs and get a human readable task definition, like a chatbot would do. Like, for example, hey, buy all GPUs, or hey, buy me 24 sodas as cheap as possible. And when agent connects to the benchmark API within the task, it gets a unique copy of this API running in an isolated simulation that is running only for the specific task. And this API will be configured to contain necessary information to fulfill the task. So for example, if we're talking about the GPUs, then the product listing will include GPUs. If we're talking about the soda, then the task will probably contain inventory from some retail store. So each task is usually unique, and the only thing that they share in common is the API and the behaviors. And you can check out this APIs yourself here, or you can even try running a task in a local simulation using the web UI. And here, for example, I'm trying to get list of the products, and it shows that the simulation is already running, and it pulls the latest logs. It shows what was the request and response. But the most interesting things start when you actually log in. So when you register for the Enterprise Rack Challenge, you entered your email. Now you can use this email once to claim an API key for the platform. You can do this only once. If you lose it or if you displace it, you'll need to write us to regenerate that. And you can use this API key either to browse the UI and view your sessions, or to connect the agent. So first of all, the things that are available for the logged in members is essentially a list of sessions. So you can track your experiments. You can think of a session as an experiment. And each session is running for a specific benchmark, and you can specify a workspace. Workspace is needed because we have multiple teams that consist of multiple people that are signing up with one account for the Enterprise Rack Challenge, and they will be able to filter out their own sessions using the workspace prefix. And within this UI, you can see like how different agents were running against the specific benchmark. However, in order to run agent, or how to do that, you can use our SDK, and there is already a sample agent. So if you go to the TrustBit RC3 agents, there is already a sample agent with a brief description on how to set it and how it's going to run. Essentially, this specific agent uses OpenAI SDK, but you can use any other LLM provider that you think is necessary. And let me just show you how you can do it. So you just check out the repository, and when you're in the repository, you see like the single currently only the only agent. And let me get there, and you see there that there is only main P, requirements.txt, and store agent P. So requirements.txt, Python requirements, they contain two dependencies, OpenAI SDK and Enterprise Rack Challenge SDK. So let me just create the environment let me source the environment. Let me install the requirements. And once this is done, I can run the demo. So what is happening right now, and I'll show you the code in a little bit, is that the agent connects to the Enterprise Rack Challenge API, and this agent is designed to work with a store environment. So like this is an automation chatbot for this company. And this agent connects to the server. It gets a list of tasks that are available in this benchmark, and it just starts going one by one for these tasks, executing the API calls as needed. So it can access the API calls. And important part is that this benchmark is already public. So it means that at the end of each evaluation, the system, the Enterprise Rack Challenge platform, will immediately rank the behavior of agent on the grounds if it completed the benchmark correctly or incorrectly. And it will actually explain like if something is missing. And while the agent is running, you can actually go to the platform. You can go to the sessions, and probably like this is the last session that is running. So I can actually see the same thing that how agent is running in the console. So like this is the agent view. And if I go to the Enterprise Rack Challenge, I see the platform view. In this platform view, we see all the requests that the agent is passing to the platform, all the responses, and maybe even some of the internal workings of the platform. The log is actually refreshing like every 5 seconds, or you can refresh with the browser if you want to see the results faster. And here it says that like this simulation run for this specific benchmark for the specific agent has started. That, for example, an agent made some decisions using a large language model. It used that many tokens, and this is an optional telemetry. And then it sent a request for the list of products, but then API said, no, you cannot, like page limit is exceeded. You can send only, download products only in pages of 5. And then probably the agent now retried sending the page listing request with 5, and then it worked. So basically, if something is not working well for the agent, you can either rely to your own logs, or you can go to the platform and see what was going wrong. And at the end, you can also see like what was the outcome. Why was the agent ranked on some way or the other? And here, for example, it says that the task was to buy 24 sodas as cheap as possible. And the agent itself, it did a checkout. It actually didn't even do the checkout, because as you can see, the agent marked the task as completed, but there was no basket checkout, which is actually strange. And the system says, hey, you should have, we expected you to check out 1 12-pack soda and 2 6-pack sodas, which with coupon sales X, which will yield total 30 cost. But the agent, for some reason, did give up. And the agent code itself, let us just quickly go for that, is fairly short. So, and you can copy that, you can change that as much as you need. As, for example, you might be able to change the code to rerun the specific task that has been failing, to debug it, or just to always rerun the entire session. It all depends. But the essence is that you connect to the Enterprise Rack Free Challenge, and then you start a session. A session essentially is a collection of tasks which we are going to implement within a certain benchmark. And while doing that, please provide name of the agent or type of the agent and the architecture that you're using. You don't have to reveal the commercial details, but if you just explain briefly, like for example, this is an SGR agent that is using single next step architecture and that is using GPT-4o, that is already a lot of help, because we'll be able to use that statistics to actually see if there are any well-behaving architectures. And then once we started the session, we just get a list of tasks, and we just go through all these tasks, saying start task, run agent, complete task. And at the end, we submit the session. And the code that actually runs this specific agent is a copy of SGR next step agent. And basically what it does is just connects to the store API for this specific task. And then it starts running in a loop, trying to make a decision what to do next. And here's the important part. After the agent has done some LLM inference, we just record this information into the system. Just because if you do that, then we'll be able to later provide additional statistics on the quality of your agent based on the how many tokens it was using, what was the latency, how many completion tokens were, if the prompts were cacheable or not cacheable. And in order for this to work, please provide a name of the model in the open router format. And the open router format, you can see it here. So for example, for the Qwen, open router format is for Qwen 8b, it's Qwen/Qwen3 8b. Because if we have model names which are entered in the open router formats, then we'll be able to automatically pool costs for them, pool the GPU consumption for the local models, and provide a lot of very helpful for the community statistics. Okay, going back to the code. So basically the only thing that agent does, it runs in a loop. It makes the next decision of what to do next. And then if the decision is actually to complete, it just quits, which will complete the task. And if it wants to execute a tool, then it does tool execution. So here we just simply dispatch the command to the API, but the API itself, in this case, like the store client API, it has like all the tools that are well defined. So for example, there is a clean wrapper to list products, there is a wrapper to view basket, add product to basket, remove item from basket. So basically, if you want to use not SGR but function calling or tool calling with the Python functions, you can use that. If you want maybe to aggregate and preprocess some information before the agent starts in a specific benchmark, you can do that. For example, you can probably just go and before the agent starts, instead of letting the agent do the product listing, just load all the products to a local table and then give agent access just to this table. So it's all up to you. And the idea is that this agent that is provided, it works barely good enough because it uses for GPT-4o. And if we go back to the session, the scores are adequate. Like it's not extremely stable. So 53 score, 40. So it gets half of the tasks done. And perhaps you can improve this and make an agent that works a lot better. So this is already available for you on the platform publicly right now. What is going to happen next? On Saturday, I'm going to release the Enterprise 3 Challenge the Test set. This test set will contain all the APIs for the complete challenge. It will just have only a test set of tasks. And these tasks will always come immediately with the evaluations, meaning that you can adapt your agent to work with the enterprise APIs, a simplified version of them, and see how well the agent performs on these specific tasks. And then when November 26 happens, and the production of the competition ERC3 is available, you'll just need to switch your agent from the test set to the production set, keep everything else the same, and run it against the production set of tasks, which will be slightly different. And then we'll see, and you can run as many agents as you want here. The platform is really lightweight, so more experiments, more task runs you do, better it is for the entire community. So far we have like 18 tasks in total across all of the benchmarks, and we'll already have 255 agent runs. As the platform goes on, as we add more benchmarks, as we run the competition, we will gather the behavior of different agents and different architectures on this set of tasks, and we're able to share with you back like which agents were working the best, which agents are working well in specific tasks, which costs more, or maybe which can run in local models. And perhaps the winners of the competition, like in the previous rounds, they'll also share their winning architectures as a source code with everybody. So that would be an outstanding advance for the community and for the purpose of pushing state-of-the-art together in building AI-driven systems. So let's give it a try, give it a spin. If something is not working, please reach out to us via the Discord for the Enterprise Rack Challenge, and have fun.